Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Monday, April 12th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 589 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Thailand sees record new infections ahead of major festival. Chilly weather doesn't dampen UK joy at lockdown easing. A federal judge was killed in a hit-and-run by a woman with the last name Snape who later yelled that she was Harry Potter, police say. China encourages citizens to report critics via new snitch hotline ahead of 100th birthday. They were good people, friend remembers husband, wife, daughter killed in SC tornado. Huge gatherings at India's Hindu festival as virus surges. Haridwar, crowd surging at Kumbh Mela as India overtakes Brazil in COVID cases. European Council President Charles Michel faces calls to resign over sexist Sofagate incident. Biden wants to do big things, for America and history, he should get them done any way he can. Asia Today, India overtakes Brazil as second worst hit country. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Derek Chauvin's defense is using these three arguments to try to get an acquittal in George Floyd's death, CNN. Protesters clash with police in Minneapolis suburb after deadly officer-involved shooting, CBS News. Mitch McConnell tends his legacy 8,000 miles away, Politico. Iran blames Israel for sabotage at nuclear facility, Fox News. John Oliver mocks Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth II's family ties, The Daily Beast. Braves Ripper replay review after upheld call at plate Keys Phillies win, ESPN. Pro Hockey Talks 2020 to 2021 NHL Trade Tracker, NHL. St. Vincent volcano, eruptions likely in coming days, experts warn, BBC News. 2021 WWE WrestleMania 37 results, recap, grades, Roman Reigns, Edge, Daniel Bryan deliver all-time main event, CBSSports.com. Apple facing supply shortage of upcoming high-end iPad displays, Bloomberg. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Troublesome twin babies team up for great escape attempt past grandma. Katie Sagwal recalls when right-wing cancel culture backfired spectacularly. Lost Golden City discovered in Egypt, complete with a mysterious skeleton. Man fatally shot by police near Minneapolis during traffic stop, sparking protests. Texas governor's big coronavirus boast gets a blunt fact check from experts. 100 business leaders discuss plans for attack on GOP vote suppression laws. Virginia governor calls for state investigation into violent traffic stop of Black Army lieutenant. Wake up, GOP, warns Liz Cheney, Trump is still waging war on the Constitution. Ramsey Clark, ex-attorney general and progressive activist, dies at 93. Nevada GOP censures Republican Secretary of State who defended election results. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Students walk out to protest racist messages. Over 80 arrests made in street racing bust. Boy left alone on bus, parents want answers. High schools get creative for COVID-era proms. Brazen SUV theft from in front of home. PD takes shooting suspect into custody after standoff. No arrests after race through Lowry Hill Tunnel. Power line fishermen are back on lakefront. Firefighters conduct rescue training in memory of local man. Customer shot, killed at convenience store. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. The symbol of Bessemer. Minnesota officer shoots driver, and protesters clash with police. After enduring world's longest restrictions, Britain begins to unlock. Regeneron's antibody drug can help prevent coronavirus infections, study says. Broadway returns in Australia. Europe's vaccination problem. Can Biden be RFDR? Officer who pepper-sprayed a black army medic is fired, officials say. The state of the mayoral race in New York City. Myanmar coup puts the seal on autocracy's rise in Southeast Asia. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Will Derek Chauvin testify at murder trial? Morris scores season-high 33 as Clippers win fifth straight. Knicks recover after blown lead to beat Raptors 102-96. Towns, Russell push Wolves to 121-117 win against Bulls. Ryan Pulick scores in OT, Islanders beat Rangers 3-2. Caps roll 8-1 in Chara's first game in front of Bruins fans. Williamson scores 38, Pelicans rally past Cavaliers 116-109. Weaver takes no-hitter into seventh, Diamondbacks top Reds 7-0. Ledecky dominates 1,500 freestyle at California meet. Virginia officer accused of forcing stop of Black Army officer fired. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Monday, April 12th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Lawrence Livermore researchers testing out nuclear blast defense against Earth-threatening asteroids. Absolutely shocked, California teen accepted to 5 Ivy League schools and Stanford. 15 months after buying dream home, California couple finally kicks squatters out. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. At last, it's the glorious 12th, thirsty drinkers rush to pubs in the snow at midnight. Harvey Weinstein is secretly indicted by LA grand jury on rape charges. China admits its COVID jabs are not very effective in major blow to global health battle. India overtakes Brazil to become the second worst hit COVID-19 country. Paul Burrell says Prince Philip was a no-nonsense man but was always attentive of the Queen. Christian women face death penalty in Pakistan for removing sticker from Muslim co-worker's locker. Race bred cars from the 80s and 90s that have skyrocketed in value. Kit Harington and Rose Leslie win battle to save collapsing moat at their 1.75M Suffolk home. England shouldn't be hit by a COVID third wave this summer. BAFTA 2021 Film Awards, Phoebe Denier and Priyanka Chopra hit red carpet at Royal Albert Hall. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Should the U.S. boycott the 2022 Winter Olympics in China? Explainer, Iran atomic sites targeted by diplomacy, sabotage. COVID-19 live updates, China's lack of transparency made pandemic worse, says top U.S. diplomat. Danes vaccinate 100,000 people in a data test system. Iran blames Israel for sabotage at Natanz nuclear site. As Singapore ages, single women pay the price of caring for elderly parents. Iran accuses Israel of attacking key nuclear site, calling it crime against humanity. Tropical cyclone Sarah flattens Australian town. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. UK business confidence jumps as non-essential shops, pubs and restaurants reopen. Business Live. Coronavirus Live News. India sees record case rise, overtaking Brazil. Germany and Denmark push on with vaccine drives. Attack on Natanz nuclear plant will set back Iran's program by 9 months. France to ban some domestic flights where train available. We're not taught to speak out. Asian Americans find their voice amid rise in hate. I want to show the pride. Photo essay of the Two-Spirit indigenous people. Revealed, the Facebook loophole that lets world leaders deceive and harass their citizens. The healthy child who wouldn't wake up, the strange truth of mystery illnesses. Racked with guilt and grief and climate despair, how do we go on? First dog on the moon. BAFTAs 2021, Nomadland wins biggest promising young woman and Anthony Hopkins surprise. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. BLM protesters gather after Minnesota cop fatally shoots driver during traffic stop. Egypt prosecutors find gross negligence behind train crash. Police pull guns on, spray black Latino Army officer during traffic stop, lawsuit. Man charged with murder in Missouri convenience store attack. Hotel gunman dead from self-inflicted gunshot wound, police. Over 350 reports of severe weather reported in South since Friday. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Neighbor star Nicola Charles claims cast members tried to get her deported. Joseph Saravo, The Sopranos and Jersey Boys star dies age 64. Iran vows revenge for Israeli attack on Natanz nuclear site. Minneapolis, Daunte Wright killing by police near city sparks unrest. Chinese official says local vaccines don't have high protection rates. Prince Philip, the Vanuatu tribes mourning the death of their god. Guillermo Lasso, conservative ex-banker elected Ecuador president. St. Vincent volcano, eruptions likely in coming days, experts warn. Alibaba accepts record China fine and vows to change. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Nomadland wins 4 BAFTAs. Children will die, transgender advocates warn about risks as more states consider banning gender-affirming care for kids. Minnesota police fatally shot man after traffic stop, family says, crowd holds protest. AP Top Stories April 12th. 3 states will open vaccines to all adults this week. Florida reports single-digit COVID deaths. Live COVID-19 updates. Derek Chauvin trial Hive, week 3 expected to begin with more medical testimony about George Floyd death, autopsy. U.S. colleges waive vaccine mandates for fall. Derek Chauvin's trial attorney aims to raise doubt. Derek Chauvin trial, day 10, George Floyd died from low oxygen due to officer's restraint, forensic pathologist says. Police officer accused of pepper spraying black and Latino Army officer in Virginia fired. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. 3 injured in explosion at North Hollywood home. Photos, rival demonstrators protest during a White Lives Matter rally in Huntington Beach. Los Angeles County's daily coronavirus cases continue to decline, as transmissions appear to slow. White Lives Matter rally ends with large counter-protest, 12 arrests in Huntington Beach. Mother arrested in death of 3 children was embroiled in custody dispute. California's COVID-19 death toll surpasses 60,000 even as conditions improve. Latino areas devastated by COVID-19 are reopening slowly, with caution and fear about future. As protesters on left and right target public servants at home, one city pushes back. Earthquake, magnitude 3.1 quake near Ridgecrest, California. Burbank erects fence around restaurant that has repeatedly defied COVID health orders. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Monday, April 12, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. After condemnation by Cambodia, Vice removes images adding smiles to Khmer Rouge killing fields victims. Erdogan refuses to recognize Crimea as Russian and supports Ukraine joining NATO. Myanmar's military is charging families $85 to retrieve bodies of relatives killed in crackdown. Chinese activist who supported Hong Kong protests dies serving sentence. Hundreds of people breaking first night of 8 p.m. curfew protesting in Old Montreal. More than 700 civilians killed by Myanmar junta since coup. U.S. Navy warns China we're watching U.S. destroyer shadows Liaoning carrier group. A smaller-scale lava eruption continues in Iceland, with little harm outside the eruption area, but a much larger and explosive Grimsvatn volcano is now under a yellow alert, with a history of fast explosive burst events, creating large and widespread ash clouds in the North Atlantic. China launches hotline to report illegal comments about Communist Party. Police warn of all-out war as tribal violence in Papua New Guinea kills 19. Victims of forced confessions urge Western powers to ban Chinese TV channels. China, Russia undermine international Myanmar response, EU's top diplomat says. Ukraine turns to Turkey as Russia threatens full-scale war. Brazil now has more young than old COVID patients in intensive care units. Top U.S. diplomat Blinken criticizes China, says need to get to the bottom of COVID-19 origin. The next headlines are from Forbes. Houston, we have a problem. Oil reserves have fallen below 10 years. The NRL's past should be an important part of its future. Protests erupt near Minneapolis after police fatally shoot black man in his car. We need to be ready for student loan payments to resume in October. Big Sang Arts Awards announces nominations for Best Films and Dramas. WWE WrestleMania 37 Night 2 results, winners, news and notes on April 11, 2021. WWE WrestleMania 37 results, Roman Reigns pins both Edge and Daniel Bryan to retain. WWE WrestleMania 37 results, Dabba-Kato, and everything that happened in the Nigerian drum fight. Forbes Asia 100 to watch, nominations for inaugural list are now open. When China rings the bell in Xinjiang, retail crumbles. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Quantum computing's reproducibility crisis, major ANA fermions. Multi-level proteomics reveals host perturbations by SARS-CoV-2 and SARS-CoV. Addendum, active superelasticity in three-dimensional epithelia of controlled shape. Author correction, high-depth African genomes inform human migration and health. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,698,174,486 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Europe and South America overtake North America in TV consumption, study. Mozart as a rebel with a cause, new series to forefront genius political agenda exclusive. Yes Studios unveils first look trailer for the Beauty Queen of Jerusalem exclusive. Turkish star Burcu Barisikan playing a house cleaner turned serial killer in new Netflix original Fatma, trailer exclusive. Disney Plus takes Latin America, RTVE snags Spain on Film Max sold animated feature Tiru and the Wackies exclusive. About premium content boards Italian drama series Ever After exclusive. Doghouse goes to Germany with EDF swooping for Channel 4 format exclusive. Film Shark snags Argentina sci-fi horror title Virtual Reality, Bose trailer exclusive. Great French philosopher Voltaire reinvented for the modern age EDF sold in France television's produced series. Fremantle acquires 100% of Israeli producer Abba Tamiri exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. White House convenes summit to address supply shortage crippling auto plants. Comic, how your state wins or loses political power through the census. Can America's civil religion still unite the country? MLB's move out of Georgia is the latest in a line of political boycotts. John Boehner on the noisemakers of the Republican Party. Hideki Matsuyama wins Masters, makes history for Japan. From bad to worse, LaSalle fire continues to erupt. Officer who handcuffed and pepper-sprayed Black Army lieutenant is fired. Long marred by racism, St. Louis elects first black female mayor. The following headlines are from The Week. Biden hasn't actually lifted Trump's historically low refugee cap yet, advocates note. Trump finally jumps the shark. The immense untapped potential of offshore wind. 6 book recommendations from Rachel Kushner. SNL's Weekend Update jokes it's nice to see women pay for an hour with Matt Gaetz, here's out the Titanic's iceberg. John Oliver explores problems with U.S. nursing homes and long-term care, suggests you pay attention. Protesters gather near Minneapolis following fatal officer-involved shooting. Ecuador elects conservative ex-banker as president, while Peru voters deliver a split decision. This black female pilot is working to get more diversity in the cockpit. Fed chair, as world evolves, cyber risk becomes greater threat. The next headlines are from Universe Today. How's the weather in Jezero crater? According to Perseverance, cold. These are the news headlines for today, Monday, April 12th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Look for the legendary green flash. Heads up, small asteroid to pass very close on Monday. Hubble spots double quasars in merging galaxies. Great chance to spot a very young moon April 12th. 2021 Lyrid meteor shower, all you need to know. Before they disappear, watch for Orion and Sirius. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. United Kingdom lawmakers hope Biden leaves their tech rules alone. How to stop a pandemic before it starts, illustrated. Battle on for German conservatives as Bavarian leader enters race for chancellor. Why big spending Biden can shrug off GOP warnings of inflation. Dems kick off a tricky nationwide sales job on Biden's COVID aid plan. Mitch McConnell tends his legacy 8,000 miles away. Holly hauls in $3 after attempt to block election results. Old Trump health team rivalries resurface in Texas House race. The Biden White House media doctrine, less can be more. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. No Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine for Australia as sector calls for compensation scheme. Warning over political donors as minister rejects claim he favored gas. We're not a package deal, Morris brothers could part ways in retirement call. A massive game, Neville returns as test stars named an NSW squad for Shield final. Time for a rollout reset, GPs say, with Pfizer freezers a major hurdle. Police open fire after car allegedly drives at them on Sydney's North Shore. Mandatory jabs likely for WA quarantine staff amid low vaccination rates. When I become big news, gunman's warning before killing Queensland cop. Sir Aldo in line to join Fitzgibbon as Sharks assure more as he's still in pole position. Inside a world-class experiment in vaccine passports. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Next Avenue, how much could proposed estate tax changes affect you and your family? Kelly Blue Book, take a look at the new electric Hummer. NerdWallet, why does this dog need liability insurance? NerdWallet, travel in 2021, can we expect good deals, or will hotel and flight prices skyrocket? Auto Trader, the 12 best new cars of the year. Next Avenue, this is how much climate change is hurting retirement savings. Europe markets, European stocks slip on coronavirus fears. The streaming wars have a winner, in this real estate sector. This old building material is new again. Business unusual, wearable tech, touchless surfaces and office mudrooms. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. The story of how Beagle inspired Nano Sniffer, an explosives detector with a difference, DailyWorld.com. Overview of patent law in Nigeria, Lixology. Australian Vanadium launches vanadium processing circuit patent application, Proactive Investors Australia. Demand for wheat goods very high, Bangkok Post. NASA notice of intent to grant partially exclusive patent license, Tamer Space, LLC, Space Ref. Science Geek breaks monopoly of foreign instrument producers, Shine. ASU is among the leaders in patents granted, startups launched, AZ Big Media. The next headlines are from Quartz. Voting legislation, healthy buildings, skinny jeans. Texas has a cautionary tale for Biden's infrastructure plan. India's COVID-19 situation is becoming worse by the day. A techie who once mistrusted the internet is now building one of India's largest crypto exchanges. Ramadan presents a challenge to COVID-19 vaccination programs. The countries with the highest concentrations of air pollution. 5 ways to improve the quality of the air in your home. Do we have a right to clean air? Does moving somewhere with clean air improve your health? Could COVID-19 usher in the age of clean indoor air? The following headlines are from TechDirt. Funniest most insightful comments of the week at TechDirt. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Taylor Hall. Brooklyn Center. Ramadan. Logan Paul. Shameless. Huntington Beach. Freddie Freeman. Celtics vs Nuggets. Masters payout. Arsenal. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. That's how you stay a multimillionaire. Neymar accused of watching illegal football streams after fans spot sexy singles ad. Cairo keen to establish relations with Turkey, applauds Ankara's signals after years of animosity. Washington mulls digital dollar, sees Chinese yuan as potential threat, report. On 60th anniversary of Yuri Gagarin's landmark trip around Earth, Russia proposes talks to ban placement of all weapons in space. Innovative India must capture all segments of financial markets to fuel growth, IMF. All eyes on Tokyo, says Beijing, as Japan reportedly plans to sign off on dumping nuclear wastewater into sea on Tuesday. Iran's foreign ministry blames Israel for Natanz incident, calls it trap to derail sanctions talks in Vienna. From wood cabin to orbiting Earth, how Yuri Gagarin's improbable journey into space defined a decade, but nearly ended in disaster. Are we at war? Police fire tear gas and flashbangs amid BLM protests in Minnesota, videos. Qatar could throw a wrench in America's ambitious LNG plans. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Jesus take the wheel, Bill Hong and Kathy Wood could be on the same trajectory. Another COVID myth dies a death. 1 year delay on network router orders as chip shortages worsens. French police tell Airbnb to report customers who violate lockdown rules. German government pitches plan to reimpose harsh lockdown measures. Escobar, Russia would really not want Cold War 2.0. Watch live, protest and looting continue into night over police killing of man in Minnesota. Will supremacists unleash Biden red flag gun raids? Mega find 5,000 classic motorcycles stashed in barns. How state legislators are working to rein in the empire. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Iran's nuclear sites attacked in 600 words. Anger boils in Northern Ireland despite attempts to end riots. In solidarity with French academics targeted by the Republic. Yuri Gagarin, 60 years since first man blasted into space. Egyptian prosecutors find gross negligence behind train crash. Anger over plan to raise part of iconic Indian library for flyover. Haiti, 7 Catholic clergy kidnapped, held for ransom. HSBC and Huawei CFO reach documents deal amid extradition case. U.S. police officer accused of assaulting Black Army officer fired. Infographic, how much do basic necessities cost in Lebanon? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Fauci, it's still not okay to eat or drink indoors even if you're vaccinated. Problem Solvers Caucus announces bipartisan trip to southern border. Hideki Matsuyama of Japan wins the Masters tournament. GOP's Derek Van Orden, I will send swamp dweller Democrat Ron Kind home with a cardboard box. Mom accused of fatally stabbing 3 kids once blogged about teen mom stars being bad moms. 9 of Hollywood's biggest acts of hypocrisy, China, Me Too, guns, climate change, and more. Photo, old dog tags found inside 445-pound South Carolina alligator's belly. Report, Biden giving federal employees paid leave to help border crossers. GOP whip Steve Scala shares footage of child abuse from migrant processing facility. Illegal alien charged with killing father of 2 in drunk driving crash. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Antarctica's most dangerous doomsday glacier is melting faster from warmer water below. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Caltech uses existing underwater cables to detect earthquakes and tsunamis ahead of time. Futuristic green fabric that works like a smartphone unveiled by scientists. People are optimistic the end of the pandemic is near, and they've laid the groundwork for a better future. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Monday, April 12th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. BBC News, Prince Philip, the Vanuatu tribes mourning the death of their god. 10 tourists from Israel, US, Mexico and Australia stuck in India were caught strolling in Tapovan area against lockdown and social distancing rules due to coronavirus. Each one of them had to write 500 times I did not follow the rules of the lockdown, I am sorry as punishment. Green Thumb receives incentives to build New York cannabis facility at former federal prison. Woman gets pregnant while already pregnant. Colorado looks to legalize human composting. Yes, your dead body could become garden soil. Florida cops who responded to a noise complaint at house party cowered away after finding out their boss was a guest. Police called after Swan blocks traffic on RT1 in Madison. Disgruntled former employee drives through entrance, down aisles of Concord Walmart. Wife furious after finding husband selling healthy lunch he packed every day to buy fast food. The South Pacific tribe who worship Prince Philip believe he will now return. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Did we just discover new physics? These theoretical physicists don't think so. Google will give you a heads up when you're walking on your phone, and Darwin weeps. 5G networks may unwittingly realize Nikola Tesla's dream of wireless power grids. India's AI to catch maskless people at a festival attended by millions sounds pointless. Ducati won't make electric motorcycles anytime soon. Microsoft reportedly wants to buy Series AI partner firm Nuance for $16 billion. Skip the rice, here's how to dry your waterlogged phone. A freelancer is making over $370,000 a year. This training can help you get started. The imminent discovery of new forces of nature could change physics as we know it. Get the most out of Google Forms with these 6 settings. The next headlines are from Information Week. How Google Clouds might help the FinOps Foundation evolve. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Monday, April 12th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Hideki Matsuyama becomes first Japanese in Masters green jacket. Utah's Tony Finau rallies for another top 10 finish in the Masters. Donovan Mitchell says the Utah Jazz have some little things to fix. Here's a look at some of them. Letter, destroying Minerva Teichert's work tells LDS female artists their work doesn't matter. 2 deputies shot outside Salt Lake County Sheriff's headquarters identified Sunday. Scientists have identified nearly 300 coronavirus variant cases in Utah. Navajo Nation reports 16 new COVID-19 cases, 2 more deaths. Las Vegas pushes to become first city to ban ornamental grass in effort to save water. Frank Bruni, Republicans have found their cruel new culture war. Wellington police chief fired after alleged sexual harassment. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Remembering Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space. Are Silicon Valley tech workers now swarming a reluctant Austin? Ask Slashdot, what's your worst damaged hardware horror story? Why we're freaking out about Substack. How one man lost $20 billion in 2 days. Google accused of secret program giving them an unfair advantage in ad buying. U.S. prosecutor urges crackdown on the scourge of online scams. How a researcher clinging to the fringes of academia helped develop a COVID-19 vaccine. Iran nuclear facility suffers blackout, cyber attack suspected. How union organizers will continue their fight with Amazon. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. First supermoon of 2021, see the pink moon light up the night sky this month. Protests erupt after black man killed in Minnesota when police officer fires into his vehicle. 1 dead in motorcycle crash on Highway 367. You paid for it, examining possible drawbacks of mass vaccination events. Officer accused of excessive force during traffic stop of Black Army officer fired. Vaccinated moms pass antibodies through breast milk, wash, university study. Illinois could expand infertility care definition to include LGBTQ parents under new proposal. St. Louis seeing a return to normalcy. Illinois hotel revenue dropped 80% during devastating pandemic closures, industry lobbyist says. 17-year-old charged for Popeye's shooting. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Memorial service pays tribute to 3 homeless men killed by driver in East Village crash. 1 dead in Mission Bay crash. Georgia becomes 3rd state to shut down Johnson & Johnson vaccine site, report. 25% of San Diegans now fully vaccinated, county reports. Rep. Matt Gaetz faces bipartisan probe by House Ethics, citing reports of sexual misconduct. Ex-man's agony, another close call in major for SDSU grad shuffle. Loud bangs heard on surveillance footage from night Chula Vista mom went missing. Official, Chinese vaccines don't have very high protection rates. Trump drags Stone Cold loser Mitch McConnell for not helping overturn election. Midweek cool down in store for San Diego weather. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Reports, Mossad behind Iran attack Hamodia.com. Mossad behind attack on Iran's nuclear site, Israeli radio sites intelligence sources Al Arabiya English. Did Prince Philip save the James Bond franchise? Authorities extend travel ban for 2 accused of spying, Taipei Times. Teresa Parker, Spider-Man's oft-forgotten sister explained. Iran reports electrical problem in Natanz nuclear site, no casualties. How to hack my partner's phone without physical access to the phone, IMC Grupo. Mossad head traveling to U.S. to present evidence against Iran, the Yeshiva World. April 11, 1918, German spy suspected at Augusta Arsenal. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Monday, April 12, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Santa Cruz native is Final Four most outstanding player. Warriors center James Wiseman reportedly suffers torn meniscus. Employee thrown from roof of car during carjacking at El Cerrito dealership. California woman arrested in death of her 3 kids was in custody dispute. Officer accused of force and stop of Black Army officer fired. Virginia governor orders independent investigation after officer pepper sprays Black Army lieutenant. Protesters take over streets after Minnesota police shoot, kill man. 2 children, 1 adult rescued from water at Ocean Beach in SF. Thieves take $15,000 in merchandise at Redwood City liquor store, owner says. The latest, Matsuyama first man from Japan to win golf major. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Pakistan's iconic human rights defender I.A. Rahman dies. Matsuyama becomes first Japanese in Masters green jacket. Mini horses make perfect walking mates in Deer Park. How unions, political groups influence school board elections. Constable, Downers Grove voice doctor helps people who cannot burp, they really need to. Rosner, playoffs would be a Blackhawks bonus. Vaccinations continue to rise, but so do COVID-19 cases. Suburban spellers to participate in Scripps National Spelling Bee. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. 4 people, including 2-year-old shot in Seattle's Central District. Should you buy a used or new car? In Seattle, it depends, a new report says. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia, Zambia. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Soufriere St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Green alert for tropical cyclone Sarah to 21. Population affected by category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone 21. Population affected by category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Monday, April 12th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Warm temps and a chance for April showers this week. Alex Rodriguez finalizing deal to buy Minnesota Timberwolves, ESPN. Virgin of Guadalupe statue replaced after previous gunfire incident at Southeast Houston Church. Republican State House Speaker backs expanding Medicaid to cover mothers for a year after they give birth. Southwest resumes Bush Intercontinental Airport service today. Set the record straight, the Jam Master JKs. Hideki Matsuyama wins Masters to become first Japanese major champion. 16-year-old in critical condition after being shot in East Houston, HPD says. Since January, 142 Houstonians tested positive for COVID 14 days after being fully vaccinated, data shows. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. World shares, U.S. futures decline on vaccine, virus worries. Man shot, killed during Minnesota traffic stop sparks unrest. White House issuing reports on state's infrastructure needs. The latest, shops, gyms, outdoor dining restart in Britain. Former UK leader breaks silence on lobbying scandal. Leader of Merkel's party moves forward in bid for chancellor. Greece pins hopes on mandatory home testing, open schools. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Newly public jail disciplinary records reveal repeat use of force violations with few consequences. The NYPD's method of counting anti-Asian attacks underestimates severity of crisis, critics say. Buttigieg observed some highways have a racist past. Here's what that meant in NYC. Extra, Andrew Yang calls for a crackdown on unlicensed street vendors. Opponents of city's East River Park Resiliency Project sue for more transparency. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. With Broadway theaters still dark, some performers turn to singing telegrams. UFO sighting soared last year in New York and beyond. Driver fatally strikes man in Williamsburg, then abandons vehicle and walks away. Mylands ghost forest installation brings dead trees from Pine Barrens to Madison Square Park. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Somalia, prioritize the national interest international partners urge, as political stalemate continues. From the field, providing hope for those living with HIV in Yemen. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Nearly 40% of Marines have rejected coronavirus vaccine as Dems call on Biden admin to make shots mandatory for troops, reports. After the bear showed its teeth, the Ukraine filed for peace. Is a cultural revolution brewing in America? Global billionaires' wealth increased by $4 trillion during the pandemic. Putting Biden's gun control claims to the truth test. WEF warns of cyber attack leading to systemic collapse of the global financial system. Kissinger warns Washington, accept new global system or face a pre-World War I geopolitical situation. I could live with that, how the Central Intelligence Agency made Afghanistan safe for the opium trade. You'd have to shut down the internet to ban Bitcoin, says SEC's Hester Peirce. BLM founder is branded a fraud after buying a $1.4 million home in an upscale mostly white enclave in LA. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Las Vegas pushes to become first to ban ornamental grass. Were 5 dog tags found in a 445-pound alligator's stomach? Did Ted Nugent ask why there were no lockdowns for COVID 1 through 18 feet? Did Rush Limbaugh's net worth leave his family in tears 2 feet? Horschel goes barefoot at Masters, again. Did Jay-Z and Beyoncé buy DMX's Masters to benefit his 17 kids? For Chauvin's trial attorney, it's all about raising doubt. Some GOP-led states target abortions done through medication. Iran calls Natanz atomic site blackout nuclear terrorism. Did world's oldest fish Hanako live to be 226 years old? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Mom, Minnesota cops killed son after stopping him on an air freshener violation. Gen Z won't let TikTok stop them from talking about suicide. Waging war on coronaviruses sounds good, but it's bad science. This makeup looks good enough to eat, and it was. Giving up Afghanistan is not an option, it's the only option. Blue states are opening up voting as red ones shut it down. The Bride of Christ cult that commanded a woman to kill. Here's how Fox News and Trump ended up on flip sides of the free speech fight. White evangelicals on Christian attacks on Raphael Warnock attacks say it all. The Biden infrastructure bill's surefire winner, lobbyists. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Prince Philip will reportedly be carried in wool coffin on electric Land Rover. California teacher flips out on students over distance learning complaints. Former Walmart employee drives into store after getting fired. 14 girls allegedly set home ablaze because they were bored. Knicks may have sealed postseason berth in classic fashion. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. COVID vaccine passports could be Pandora's box for privacy. Many Republican men are hesitant to get COVID vaccine. Melinda Gates on COVID-19 response and conspiracy theories. Some wealthy Americans accused of skipping vaccine line. Overwhelmed hospitals hire travel nurses to help with shortages. Western U.S. may be entering worst drought in modern history. Why there's a shortage of Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine shortage. Worldwide COVID infections rising due to new virus variants. Protests over shocking imbalance of COVID vaccine distribution in South Africa. Vaccine shortages emerge as COVID cases rise in some states. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Minnesota police shoot, kill man after traffic stop incident, protests break out. Teen killed after downed power line lights her car on fire during Florida storm. NYC mayoral candidates weigh in on changing unfair property tax system that burdens poor and middle-class neighborhoods. Alleged Capitol Hill rioter and former NYC cop unhappy about being detained with inner-city criminals, report. 11 shot, 3 dead across multiple incidents in 24 hours in Philadelphia. CIT, shocking footage shows bolt of lightning obliterating a tree. Doctors to the people would bring healthcare to low-income patients, under plan by NYC mayoral candidate Ray McGuire. 11-year-old boy killed after accidental shooting in Dallas Walmart parking lot. Fed Chair Powell predicts rapid job growth but warns of COVID risk. Lee Hart, the wife of former presidential hopeful Gary Hart, dead at 85. The following headlines are from military.com. No release for ex-officer guilty in fatal Vision murders. Texas Rep Crenshaw temporarily blinded after eye surgery. German President, Buchenwald a reminder of Nazi barbarism. Army Corps names 2 new boats for fallen Georgia soldiers. Electrical problems strikes Iran's Natanz nuclear facility. New Mexico families keep alive memories of soldiers' Bataan Death March. How the pandemic spurred Congress to rewrite GI Bill rules for the National Guard. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. After traveling hundreds of miles for the first COVID-19 shot, can you get the second dose closer to home? Vaccine providers are divided. I hope they understand what they're doing is important. The Humboldt Park Gators, a rare all-girls baseball team, poised to begin inaugural season. Column, in the traffic stop of a black Army officer in Virginia, echoes of George Floyd. United Center will offer Johnson & Johnson vaccine starting next week. Police pursuit ends with collision, 7 people injured, some of them critically, Chicago police say. Early morning crash on the Dan Ryan leaves 1 dead. COVID-19 in Illinois by the numbers. Here's a daily update on cases, positivity rate and hospital data in your area. COVID-19 cases in Illinois by zip code. Search for your neighborhood. Where the coronavirus data stands in the U.S. and world, vaccinations, cases and deaths. Illinois COVID-19 vaccine tracker, 76,163 additional people fully vaccinated for a total of 2,853,730, 22.4% of the state's population including 59.03% of those over 65, 131,285 doses administered yesterday. The following headlines are from phys.org. How do we know if an asteroid headed our way is dangerous? Conservationists may be unintentionally spreading pathogens between threatened animal populations. Making music from spider webs. 5 things to know about Gagarin's journey to space. Soviet cosmonaut made pioneering space flight 60 years ago. Study finds rapid evolution in foxgloves pollinated by hummingbirds. Shift in diet allowed gray wolf to survive ice age extinction. Those who view TV and social media as trustworthy sources of COVID news, less informed. Workplace study during pandemic finds managers should talk less, listen more. China's plans for Himalayan superdam stoke fears in India. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Monday, April 12th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Turning cow poop into energy sounds like a good idea, but not everyone is on board. Green spaces are a necessity, not an amenity. How can cities make them accessible to everyone? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. AP photos, from Moscow to Pacific, Russia glorifies Gagarin. Cyclone damages Australian towns and cuts power to 31,500. Kings trade Jeff Carter to Penguins for pair of draft picks. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Word Game, April 12, 2021. Bridge, April 12, 2021. Horoscopes April 12, 2021, Claire Danes, pick up the pace. Ask Amy, I'm so upset by his new tattoo that I won't let him touch me. Harriet Cole, this guy I met on a dating app has gotten scary. Miss Manners, will the new type of memorable wedding replace the grandiose gala? Jill on money, navigating a career change brought on by COVID-19. Dear Abby, she calls me by a name I've never used, and I want my husband to make her stop. Protesters march to San Jose State President's home over 2008 death of black student. Firefighters knock down East Oakland structure fire. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Police, Memphis rapper, 23 others arrested in Miss shooting. Germany's Bild newspaper to launch television channel. Syrian on trial in Germany for killing man, injuring another. Russia, feminist activist on trial on pornography charges. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The long shadow of Virginia's death penalty. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Monday, April 12, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Another way good cholesterol is good, combating inflammation. Those who view TV and social media as trustworthy sources of COVID news, less informed. Study shows tanning bed ban would reduce skin cancer rates in minors and cut healthcare costs. Volcanic pollution return linked to jump in respiratory disease cases. CPR training offered to just over half of surveyed on high school students despite mandated training. CNIO scientists discovers a combination therapy for aggressive brain tumors. Researchers discover new way to starve brain tumors. New research on good cholesterol possibly finds better marker for cardiovascular disease. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 25 shot, 3 fatally, in Chicago this weekend. 7 injured in Englewood crash. 1 in custody after store is burglarized in Gold Coast. 5 injured in I-290 shooting. Horoscope for Monday, April 12, 2021. Woman robbed at gunpoint on Red Line platform, 4 in custody. Real talk from Bulls coach Billy Donovan after a really embarrassing loss. CTU members vote to work remotely starting Wednesday if high school reopening agreement isn't reached. Bulls rookie Patrick Williams talks Roy and all-rookie honors. After Kamala Harris visit, business jumps at Brown Sugar Bakery on Chicago's South Side. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Monday, April 12, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Deshaun Watson legal drama, Week 5, April 12th to 16th, preview. This week in Houston food events, ringing Thai New Year with traditional eats and more. Controversial Arab murder simulator coming to consoles. Rick Lee still drumming away 55 years after. The next headlines are about world records making news. Homefront seeking to set Guinness World Record for diaper collection, Jeff Edelstein column, The Trentonian. Star-Spangled Salute, Army Captain breaks a world record J.J. Hayes, KFDI. Local NPO wishes for a Guinness World Record, Rudaport record. Japanese astronaut breaks record after 15-year gap between spacewalks, Guinness World Records. West Indies legend Brian Lara scored world record 400 against England on this day in 2004, Republic TV. MSI breaks the DDR4 world record at 7,156 MHz with MEG Z590i Unify, Guru3D.com. Super Bookworm, 5-year-old Indian-American girl bags world record for reading 36 books in under 2 hours, Times Now. Katie Khaled of Worcester breaks women's 1-minute jump squat record, Worcester Telegram. World record for clay caps Sheffield World Para Swimming World Series leg, InsadethaGames.Bees. Ottawa's Lucy Hampstead crushes indoor cycling world record and raises funds for mental health, Capital Current Ca. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Google will shut down the Google Shopping app for iOS and Android in a few weeks. Google used a secret program called Project Bernanke to benefit clients using its ad buying system. Microsoft is reportedly in talks to scoop up AI firm Nuance Communications for $16 billion. Flappy Bird has been revived as an interactive Mac OS notification. Watch NASA mission control as they attempt first helicopter flight on Mars. The Rock's Black Adam production begins on DC Comics film. Sunday's best deals: Pulsar heavy-duty generator, Insignia massage chair, Star Wars action figures, Holy Stone drone, Greenworks outdoor power tools, and more. Start your spring cleaning on that unsightly yard with up to 30% off Greenworks outdoor power tools. Logitech kills Harmony Universal Remotes, says it will offer support for as long as customers use them. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Matam in Senegal at 115.34 degrees Fahrenheit or 46.3 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 94.72 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 70.4 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Review: Our Faith Gunslinger expels her inner demons in Winona Earp finale. Ecological impacts of solar geoengineering are highly uncertain. A new documentary highlights the visionary behind space settlement. More lightning in the Arctic is bad news for the planet. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Scandal-plagued Matt Gaetz wanted a meeting with Trump at Mar-a-Lago, and got denied, CNN. Fed chair says cyber attacks main risk to U.S. economy. U.S. police shooting of black man sparks fresh protests. Feels like we at war, Minnesota cops use gas and flashbangs against angry protesters. John Oliver assumes Matt Gaetz will have more to say about allegations against him when he goes to prison. Mom demands answers after Minnesota cop shoots her son, pulled over for air fresheners on his mirror. Virginia cop who pulled over Caron Nazario fired, but police chief told mayor he obstructed justice. Columnist Charles Blow unleashes on Fox News Tucker Carlson's white supremacy rose. Texas Republican goes down in flames against CNN host after trying to justify voter suppression. Grievance Groundhog Day, CNN's Jim Acosta mocks Trump's sad loser life complaining about the election. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. A year later, it's still impossible to tell how many food workers are contracting COVID-19. Ocean warming is making equatorial waters uninhabitable. In the middle of an HIV crisis, West Virginia advances new limits to clean needle access. Don't look now, but over a third of people in the U.S. have gotten a coronavirus shot. GOP donors flock to Mar-a-Lago to hear Trump lie about the 2020 election. Maryland legislators override a veto to usher in sweeping police reform. Someone decided it was okay to poison us. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Aliens would be friendly but reaching out a terrible idea, theorist Michio Kaku, India Today. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Forum: Don't assume that older adults have shorter career runways, The Straits Times. Raising Your Happiness Set Point columns WVNews.com, WV News, WV News. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Monday, April 12, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. New photos of recent military UFO encounters remain a mystery to officials. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Monday, April 12, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved. Instagram,